Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry. And this is a customer I've been cleaning for many years, actually. When I first started cleaning for her, she had a beautiful, great big house up on top of a hillside area here in Kelowna, very high-end area, and very big house. And I cleaned there for years and years and years, but she's continued to get older, as we all do, of course, and I'd guess she's in her 80s, maybe late 80s, I would guess. She's actually in a remarkably good shape, although now she's using a walker. And anyway, I guess a few years ago, her and her husband moved into this assisted living place, and she just told me he just died recently, a few months ago. So anyway, I've been cleaning these wool rugs. These are British India rugs, and don't see these as much as we used to years ago. I used to, when I was living in Victoria, I used to clean these all the time because they're very common there. But anyway, I've been cleaning these rugs, these area rugs, for over 10 years. Every year, pretty much, I guess. But anyway, she's moved into this place. And there's one here, which is actually, she's using as a doormat. And you can see quite a drastic difference in the color here. There's actually another one in here, which I'm not doing today. Good. Pretty crampy in there. She didn't want to, remember the last time I cleaned for her up in her house, she was saying how they were going to be moving into this gated community, and she wanted to take these rugs with her, and I cleaned them. I remember cleaning them many, many times, and they always clean up beautiful. The quality of the wool, the British India, is about the best there is. So even though obviously very white, but anyway, and I'm going to clean this section here of the carpet as well. And anyway, I decided I'm just using a Tuway here. I don't think I need to use anything more. This particular carpet, I think this is a nylon. I'm not positive, but it's kind of a, how do I say it? It's almost like a velvety texture on this particular carpet, and I find the Tuways actually work really well on this particular carpet. This one. Anyway, so that's one reason I decided to use it here. Plus, I plan to use it on the wool rug here. Although I'm gonna do a two-step on the mat anyway. You kind of this is a really expensive place to live in. This is a one-bedroom, and they pay over $4,000 a month. Mind you, that includes the food and everything, so it's not really that bad when you think about it, I guess, if you can afford it. Anyway, looks like there's a few stains here, and they look like they're just coming out without any problem at all. Sometimes the Tuway is a good choice. Certainly not always, but it's nice to have that alternative to choose from. Okay, we'll move over to the mat there. Get this out of the way. Actually, what am I going to do? I'm going to groom that. I can get rid of this. Get this out of the way. A very interesting lady, actually. She, every time I've ever been in her house, she's always dressed immaculately, makeup and everything, and Very classy lady. Very well spoken, and just really makes quite an impression on you. Bright blue eyes. I would say that she was probably a real exceptionally beautiful young woman, my guess. I don't know that, but that's my guess. She's just aging so with such class. It's really quite interesting how everybody's different, but anyway, she's just a beautiful lady. And her spirit too. So let's get this out of the way. Okay. So my plan was to use the white fiber pad on here. This is a well-worn one. I could use a new one on here as well. Wool is actually a lot more resilient than people give it credit for, actually. Well, at least most wool. Some wools will kind of shed like crazy, but not this. This is a quality wool. The British India, which aren't really, I don't even know if they even make them anymore, but always were considered a very high-end area rug. I remember cleaning them many years ago with my dad with the Von Schroeder machine. That's quite an experience. Anyway. Now, I did actually pre-spray this with Suspend. Now, Suspend's pH is a little on the high side for this. However, I'm going to be, I'm feeding down a little bit of Nanomax now, so that'll bring our pH back down. And being that this is a doormat, I'm not really, no, hang on a sec, pardon me. Yeah, I'm not concerned about it because it's very well used at the front door. I guess she's always had this, even at the house, this was always the doormat, so it really gets a beating. But it manages to come up pretty good, so. And you can see the white fiber pad is scrubbing it very, very well. So I do recommend the white fiber pad when you're doing a wool. They actually work well, even on the wall-to-wall wool. It's going to give it a little bit extra scrubbing action. Okay. Just not sure what we got right there. Oh, look at that. Whatever that was, it just disappeared. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, there was quite a few stains there, and they've all pretty much disappeared already. Good like that. Okay, we're going to switch over to Tuway. I usually prefer the Tuway on wool area rugs anyway, but not always. But I find they work just fine. Seems to, again, work well with the interaction between two fibers of the Tuway, which is a polyester rayon blend, I think. If you go onto the Tuway website, they'll I think they have on there what actually they're made of. I'm pretty sure it's polyester and rayon. But that's looking really good, as usual. And as I said, I've cleaned these carpets many times, and you can see how good they're. I mean, the big one here, just looks beautiful. It just, there's actually a couple of stains on it from she had this TV delivered, and apparently the workman had put a couple of marks on, and that was just a few days ago. Yesterday or the day before, I guess. All right. Boy, that's actually looking pretty nice. So we get that out of the way. Okay. We'll see what I can do just with the Tuway on this one. See if those marks come off. I think they will. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah. Oh boy, look at that. Beautiful white wool. Yeah, the wool is actually quite a strong fiber. I'm getting a little bit of loose fibers coming off, but very little. And by the way, let's talk about I do not recommend cleaning wool carpets with an orbital machine. And the reason is because the oscillating action on the wool will tend to pull more loose yarn out of the fiber than if you're using a machine, a rotary. And I've seen that many, many times. One of the most dramatic scenarios that I came across years ago when I was really experimenting with using the orbital machine as my main machine, probably 10 years ago or so. I was one job that really brought it home to me was an area rug that I was cleaning, which wasn't very big, and I was using my Orbitech, which has the same orbital motion as like a Vibe or an Orbot, and it was a 15-inch Orbitech, and I was cleaning an area rug, and I cleaned up. I suddenly realized as I was cleaning it, and I was probably using a two-way pad or something similar to that, and I realized that it was just pulling up a huge amount of fiber. It was just scary. So I stopped and I went and grabbed the vacuum. I was terrified that the customer was going to come in and see, because it looked like I'd torn the carpet to shreds. But I went and grabbed my vacuum, quickly vacuumed up all the loose yarn and everything, and then I was able to finish the rug. But I thought, oh man, that's the last time I ever used this thing on a wool rug. And then about a year later, I was back at the house cleaning in there again, and again I was cleaning this rug, only I had gotten rid of I wasn't using the LP anymore. I was using my rotary, and it's like, okay, they want me to clean this rug again. This ought to be interesting because I know what happened last time. And I cleaned it with the rotary, and there was minimal, very minimal loose yarn coming up. About as much as what you're seeing here, right here, which is just occasionally we're seeing a little loose bit of fiber coming up, which is partly just dust that's in the rug anyway. Although I did vacuum it. But anyway, my point being that the orbital motion on the wool rug is going to have a more aggressive effect on the fiber, and it will pull out a loose fiber much more so than if you're using a rotary. And the rotary will do a wonderful job on wool rugs. It's just ideal. So there you go. That's why I recommend not to use an orbital machine to clean wool area rugs. I don't think it's a good idea. Okay, I think we're pretty much done, other than the grooming, etc. Let's have I'm curious to see what the pad looks like. Not bad. Okay, so I'll give it a groom. I'm going to vacuum. It's a little bit damp, but it'll be fine. Yeah, and then she wants me to put that back in the middle where it goes. That's the glass, makes it pretty heavy. Anyway, I'll let you go. So thanks for watching and have a good day.